Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back to talk about the finale of Stars on Mars. And yes, I did push that record button even though it said not to. And I'm so happy to be joined here once again by the brightest star in our galaxy. It's Jenny Autumn. Jenny, how are you?
Oh, I'm
Or
I'm
should I say
feeling
Jenny Autumn, the shortest season on Mars.
yes. It is the shortest season on Mars. Although this season did feel like it went
The
on a
longest
while.
season.
So I don't know. But I guess it's not autumn in Mars when they're filming this. So maybe that's why it felt so long. I was gonna say, Rob, you're the brightest star in the podcasting galaxy, and your reward for that is this podcast will be playing
Play
all
my
over the world.
message. Jenny,
Times
hook up the
Square.
satellite. Okay, people of Earth, this is Rob Cesternino. And I want to tell you I'm stuck in this room podcasting all of these reality shows. When you're
At all
out there
times.
in the world, love your loved ones.
Love one another.
Love one another. Cherish your time with them. And whatever you do,
Show people your legs.
yeah. And don't go to Mars. It's horrible. Your body will boil if you're not in a spacesuit.
You will, unless you're William Shatner, for some reason, you will not boil.
Mm-hmm. Who's
Yeah.
your daddy?
I'm your daddy.
I'm your daddy. I'm your daddy.
You
Who's
are
your daddy?
our pod
Yeah.
daddy.
All right. Yeah, that's it. All right. So congratulations to Adam Rippon, the brightest star in the galaxy. Jenny, of all the shows we've ever talked about.
Yes.
And I'm using this in the royal we, not just
not just you and I personally. Okay.
Has there ever been a less impressive prize than the brightest star in the galaxy, which that from what I understand includes a fake message to the people of Earth that basically you could just it reaches probably less people than Adam Rippon's Instagram page.
We've seen the ratings of this show. That's who this reached.
A handshake from William Shatner, a patch with your face on it, retail value $4.99.
Did we even see? We saw a digital version of
and
the
a
patch.
Placard. That's
was
what
there a
these
placard?
people.
I missed the placard. There was a placard.
It seemed like William Shatner was like handing him like
I must have blacked out during
like a little
that part.
placard. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember the placard. Like that part.
This is what all these people were fighting for.
It's
no wonder so many people quit, Jenny.
That's I just wish I knew. Let down the fourth wall. Please tell me that there was some other incentive for these people.
Pat was ready to just like take people, unalive people. I'm competitive. I don't care.
You had a 30-second, maybe if that message fake broadcasted to like the worst like digital versions
Instagram
of
filter.
Vatican City, and like it was so. The production value of this show truly baffles me. At times I'm like, oh, okay, they put their whole what into this. But then other times I'm like, we're doing votes with like a spiral notepad and a pen. But we have like neon, like digital, like all sorts of high tech things happening, like, doors that light up and stuff. But like we also are putting votes into like William Shatner's mug, his coffee mug. Like, I'm just like, what? It's so random to me. And then we're doing this like literal Zoom background version of famous like public squares in the world to like have this like superimposed message, which was a prize where like I started to get lost in this finale of why are we still pretending that this
William
is
Shatner's not.
Yeah, he doesn't even he said I'm old as shit. I'm not putting on the spacesuit. You want me to come? I'm not putting on the effing spacesuit. And I don't care if the continuity, there's, it doesn't make sense. I don't care. I'm not putting on the spacesuit. I'm walking out in fake Mars. My blood will not boil. I just it just got to the point where I'm like, bro, I know you're in Australia. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring up for the listeners just what this
The
looks like. Okay.
image of
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Adam
okay. So
Rippon. Oh.
here was the brightest star in the galaxy as
In
he
Sydney
was
Harbor.
broadcasting out to the people of Australia.
That is actually one of the the more high tech versions of what we saw. The one, I think it was the one in like Moscow, and it was like
Moscow.
it looked so fake. Like, what
Is
is
this it?
this?
Red
This
Square,
is
Moscow.
that is a stock
Like
image. Like,
everybody in Moscow is like, everyone come out. The brightest star in the galaxy has a special message for us.
we're
We
gonna
can't
bring us
access it on
together.
our phone. We need to
Yeah.
come to the red square because it is the red planet. Do you remember where you were when
I
the
know, I was
first
like, is this the
message came
theme?
in from the brightest star in the galaxy?
From the red planet to red square, coming through Adam Rippon. You know who this is. I mean,
Famous American gold medal figure skater.
you love
The
him,
our
right?
we beloved figure here in Russia.
Yes. This is where we're going with this. Yeah, this was such a bizarre thing. This finale was just so confusing and strange.
Yeah,
And
here's
things
another one. Okay, this was in the Vatican.
Vatican City.
In the
Where's the
for the
Pope?
Pope. For the
Where,
Pope. There would not be this kind of crowd.
no. Only for Adam Rippon. Like, that is that's our Pope. He's
So,
Mars Pope. That's what he is.
that's what they should have
I'm your
called the
daddy,
championship.
I'm your Pope.
Yes, yes. Okay.
IYP.
I would be. Anyway, so just such a silly prize. Also, like the game of what this was, Jenny. Like, look, we had fun over the course of Stars on Mars. I won't even
Sure.
try to say that we didn't, but with
No.
it, there was like allegedly a game that was going on, but there was like it was just like Adam and Tinashe and Portia decided, hey, we get along. We're the final three. And there was no opportunity at any point for anybody to even like not to say anybody else was playing strategically. And I'm not even faulting them. It's like, hey, we're friends. We're never gonna we're gonna be the last people. There was nothing in terms of like the game that could have stopped them. They just kept like, okay, well, we'll just never vote for each other to be voted out and we'll go to the end.
And I mean, I don't think that any of these people knew what the end game was going to look like. I mean, we didn't know what the end game was going to look like. And I will say, I think Kat Cora fumbled the bag last week because
Yes.
she if she so we were talking about like why did she save Portia over Marshawn? Like what was the point of that? And then it was like, oh, she feels like she can beat Portia, so maybe that's what it is. But I mean, Kat obviously couldn't know that, but how we get down from 5 to 3 people is a rank vote, and 2 people, like the 2 lowest ranked people get extracted. And so I really think that there's a universe where if Kat had kept Marshawn over Portia, and again, it would have been a tie, so I don't know how the tie would have been broken. But that we'll never know. But if Marshawn is in that final 5 instead of Portia, who knows what Marshawn's doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, well, I don't know what his ranking would be. Like, he's not necessarily going to ensure that Kat and Paul get extracted there. So I think that was a big fumble from Kat Cora, because there was no world with if it comes down to a vote and it's 3-2, 3 people that have been besties since the beginning and 2 people that came in late. Like, there's
I love how
absolutely
serious
no
you're talking
way.
about this.
I take it so seriously, Rob.
You do.
I'm thinking about
You're the biggest fan in the galaxy of Stars on Mars.
wow. I don't know what that says about me
Mm-hmm.
at all. Yeah, this is the evolution of strategy for
Yes.
Stars
No,
on
Kat
Mars.
fumbled the bag for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And I
But
mean,
did she wouldn't have known? Like
yeah.
how did they know?
I mean, we knew.
Well, we didn't know for sure that they were voting them down, but I do think like if she thinks that it's just going to come down to some sort of like challenge, yes, it
Yeah.
eventually did, but I think that you probably want to put yourself in a situation where you're not in a numbers minority,
Mm-hmm.
just in case there is some sort of vote situation, which there was.
Yeah. So I thought it was wild how they went down from 5 to 3. And basically, like, they had like almost like it was the final 5 of like the circle. And it's like, okay, rank everybody.
Yes.
But of course, the trio is going to rank each other like
Mhm.
tops. And
The
then ultimately, was it Tinashe or Portia who put Cat last?
Tinashe put Cat last,
Yeah.
which I thought was hilarious because I can tell that Tinashe could not stand Paul.
Hmm.
Like, I think
Yeah.
Tinashe in particular was just very, like, bothered by Paul Pierce, but Tinashe reveals that she was basically purposely ranking Kat Cora low because she didn't want her in that she wanted to make sure that nothing went crazy and that she ended up in that final 3 because she said this girl is here
Yeah.
to like slit throats.
I get it. I get it. And I thought that there was a chance that Kat could have won, but basically the way that this was set up, there was no chance
There's
for
no
Kat
shot.
or Paul
Yeah.
because it was just like the trio just voted for each other and and Kat and Paul probably voted for each other. And it was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, you're not in the top 3.
And so they ranked themselves,
Yeah.
including them like
And we'll eat without you.
yeah, they only had one night left, so Tinashe said, "It's okay, I'll starve tonight." Um, but yeah, they rank all 5 of them, including themselves, and, like, the interesting thing is that, Tinashe, Portia so Shadi reveals that Tinashe, Portia, and Adam all received the exact same score, so they
Mhm.
somehow
It's
coordinated perfectly how
it's
they got
amazing.
ranked.
I can't believe it.
Like, they
You
probably just
all
talked
ended
about it,
up with the
right?
same
But
score. The 3 of
I will
you. It's almost like you coordinated it.
wow, that's spectacular. Cat,
Spectacular. Yeah.
Paul, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
You've been extracted. Yeah, this
You've
was
been
just
Shatner. Yeah. Alright, that was a reach. That
shattered.
was a reach. That was more of a reach than going to Mars. I apologize.
No, that
Sorry,
is
Shatty
incredible.
Daddy and the listeners and
X-shatted.
Jenny.
We did see the rad dog do that in one of the episodes. It X-shatted bolts. Um Yeah, this was there was no hope for I think that there was like maybe a glimmer for Kat because I was like they did an okay job of trying to edit it to think like because they kind of edited this storyline in the first half of the episode between Adam and Portia where like they kind of are like joking around but Adam's kind of recognizing that he thinks Portia is closer with Tinashe and so I think
Mhm.
that maybe they tried to like give us this thought of maybe they're gonna cut Adam loose or
Mhm.
something and Kat is gonna get that third spot because they did leave the reveal of Adam as the third Mish crit person so there was like they tried to make it a little suspenseful and I definitely thought that there was a point where like in the preview of the finale that there was a shot of Kat outside doing something, but
Mhm.
it might have just been B-roll from something else. Because I definitely was like, "Wait, I swear I saw Kat doing the final challenge in some
That's
sort
how
of
they throw you
preview."
off.
They did get me for a second.
Mhm.
But yeah, like there was no shot here. And
Yeah.
I'm fine with that because I
Whatever.
like these 3 and I love a friendship final 3. What did it
Mhm.
matter? I didn't have any personal investment in any of these 3 winning in beyond I would be happy with any of these 3 winning.
Yeah.
So, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. And basically, like, they can go. Kind of an uneventful, like, send off for Paul Pierce and Kat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what were you gonna do? Like you should be happy that you made it to the final five. And the only reason they made it to the final five is because that little move of Kat's being like, I think you'd be a great base commander and I'm going to nominate you
Mhm.
and I'm going to be your mission specialist. Like they basically like ensured the two of them had a weak safety by doing that and people just like didn't push back on it. So like there was no way. I would have been annoyed if someone who came late
Yeah.
won it cuz it's just like I don't
As
care.
much as we could be annoyed by the outcome of
Yeah,
Stars on Mars.
again, what do I care? Why do I care? I need to care
It would,
less.
Jenny, the purity of the game is at stake.
I care too much about fairness, Rob.
Mhm.
It's a problem. And I'm just like, "Oh, but it's not fair.
They're
They came
ruining
in
the
late."
integrity of Stars on Mars.
Yes. I can't feel good about giving the placard and the patch and the message to all of Earth to someone who did not do the full run
Mhm.
on Mars, okay?
Yeah.
They didn't do however many
Right.
soul days they did there.
What would Paul Pierce's message to Earth be like?
Oh, wow.
Hey, Earth, we got a real party going on over here.
Yeah.
Hey, come here, come here. I gotta show you this woman that's here.
I've got
I gotta show you.
strippers.
Hey, come here, come here.
Hey, Vatican
Say hi
City.
to the people on Earth. Come here. They're gonna love
Hey,
this.
hey,
Yeah,
sweetie, why don't you wait for the Pope?
yeah. Okay, the people of Vegas, check this out.
Who wants to see some boobs? You
Is
like boobs?
that what he said?
No, I
Oh,
don't know. I'm just
okay. Well,
I don't
okay.
know.
Look, that's how you get people's attention.
It is.
Hmm.
Love to see that in all of the famous squares of Earth.
Yeah. Okay. So Jenny, we get down to our final three, and now to determine our ultimate challenge. Okay. Well, how about is this after Shatner pushes the button?
So the button gets revealed at the beginning and this was not a thing, but apparently there's this button that turns off
The life support.
the life support so that
So,
they get
does
exposed to
he
the
push the button after the challenge?
he pushes it I think right before they have to do the quiz. And I think
Okay.
maybe that starts the countdown of like the 5 minutes that they have to answer the questions before the air supplies. I don't
Hmm.
know. This
Yeah.
is not real science. It's not real Mars. I don't none of this makes
Hmm.
any sense. But there was
Here.
apparently some button that everyone was pushing on the first day. And so AI was like, yeah, okay, I'm disabling this button because people don't know how to not touch it.
Okay.
It
So
says do not
there's a
push.
button in the hab. Okay. This is it. Do not push. Do not push
That's the
this
big
button.
mistake. You're
Okay.
inviting
The
pushing by saying do
a
not.
giant button, and then for some reason, Shaddy Daddy goes over and says, "Okay, time to go ahead and he punches the button for
Yeah,
no
he
reason."
literally fisted well, no, I'm sorry,
Whoa.
that he another way of saying punch, he used his fist to look at him.
Hmm.
I would you don't wanna face this man in a
Yeah.
fight. Look at
Yeah.
that, like, that the form. Look at his
Yeah.
face. He's stern, like,
If
he's
you're
gonna F that button up.
He's gonna hit the button. Okay. Yeah. If you're listening to the podcast, I've been showing some still frames from
Yeah,
the
just
episode.
reacting to nothing.
And so he pushes the button and then says, "Okay, now it's time for bar trivia. Everybody get your iPads out."
I was so confused. Again, we are doing votes on like a 2 by 3 inch spiral notepad ripped
Mhm.
off with like a big blue pen and putting it into a coffee mug,
Yeah.
but we have tablets for other portions of things. Like I'm just like
Porsches
you didn't
and
think some of
Tinashes.
this stuff
Yeah.
through. Like they had tablets to do bar trivia, apparently. There is a Mars handbook that they had in there,
Of course.
so
Can't go to Mars
this
without
is
the
it.
Mars handbook.
They have to give them something to read. Do you think they give them the Bible as well, like in Big Brother?
Mm, that's possible.
Do you think, like, Shatner has his own, like, agenda, like Julie Chen Moonves and,
No,
like, is, like, throwing in
that
her
No, I believe William Shatner
own
is
literature.
Jewish, from what I recall. So,
So he's tossing in anything for them.
mhm.
I don't think he cares
I believe
what
going back
they're
to the
reading.
Hanukkah song, I believe that something
Is he
Jingle
mentioned in the
Bell
Hanukkah
Rock,
song?
but you know who's Jewish? Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's where my knowledge of many things comes from.
Listen,
The Hanukkah song.
that's how I learned how many like, famous people were Jewish. It's from the Hanukkah song.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, to a conservative Jewish household in
There you go.
Montreal.
Yeah,
All
and he's
right.
Canadian.
Yes, he is.
Hmm.
Did you know that?
Famously. I do.
Okay.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I know, like,
Yeah.
look, give me the William Shatner quiz.
Okay.
All right. Is this, are we doing this? You're Googling William Shatner trivia questions?
Yeah,
Ron,
sure.
thank you for taking such an interest. You are such a bright star in the galaxy.
Okay. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 1, Shatner served as spokesperson for what company for more than 20 years? Your choices are Pandora, Priceline, Apple, or Yahoo.
The answer is Priceline.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Correct. In 1997,
Priceline negotiator.
Okay. He agreed to do the spots in exchange for stock in the company.
Boom.
And he reportedly sold much of the stock shortly before its value plummeted in the dot-com bust and
Wow.
made
Shatty daddy.
approximately 600 million. That's wild.
Well, why is
Okay,
he on
there's
Stars
only
on Mars? Okay.
how many questions do you want to do? Because I've got
Okay, let's
10
keep
on this
going.
page.
Yeah, keep
Okay.
going.
Okay, where was William Shatner born?
Canada? Is that, or we need to
No,
go
there
more
are 4
specific?
cities
Okay.
and they're all in Canada.
Okay.
So we've got Montreal,
Yeah.
Ottawa,
Well, you said
Calgary,
Montreal, right?
or Vancouver. Yes, it is Montreal.
Okay. I would not have known that. I would not have said Montreal.
Yeah, and I did just say it, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was an easy get for you. Okay, so which episode of Star Trek did 2 of Shatner's daughters appear in?
Oh.
Who's gonna know
Okay.
this?
All right.
Okay, so I'll give you the choices.
Yeah.
We have What Are Little Girls Made Of?
Okay.
Shore Leave,
Hmm.
Space Seed,
Hmm.
or Miri.
Ooh.
Miri.
Okay. I'm gonna say what are little girls made of? But maybe that's the trick answer.
Okay, final answer?
Final answer.
Mm.
They
Are
got
you
me.
hearing this? Because I get like a little noise when it's right or wrong.
No, I didn't hear the noise. I was wrong.
I thought that you were doing
No.
I'm clicked out. I'm clicked
Okay.
out of the StreamYard, and so when you got it right, it went like it was literally like
Oh,
the bell.
I got it right.
Yeah,
Okay,
but not
good.
this one.
Okay.
Not this
Yeah.
one.
All right. Well, one or two more just Shatner trivia questions.
Okay,
I'm the brightest
we'll
star in
do
the
2 more.
galaxy. Okay.
Okay. So, what was the title of Shatner's first musical album?
Okay.
Spaced Out,
No.
Where No Man Has Gone Before,
Hmm.
The Transformed Man,
Hmm.
or Yes Please?
Oh boy, I don't know this one. I'm gonna say maybe where no man has gone before.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Or is
I
it
don't know the
Transform Man?
answer,
Okay.
actually. It doesn't tell you the
Oh,
answer.
okay.
Oh,
Something I'm
I'm
wrong.
gonna I have to okay, so the answer to the episode, that his daughters appeared in was Miri.
Miri. Okay. All right.
And then the title of the musical album is The Transformed Man.
Oh, okay. All
The
right. One
musical
more. One more. Give me
began
a good one. What's the best one
Okay.
that's left?
Well, this next one is confusing, so I would like to find the answer. I want to know the answer to this
Okay.
personally.
All right.
What personal item did Shatner auction off to raise money for charity? Is
Okay.
it a hair plug, earwax,
No.
dentures, or kidney stone?
I think that knowing his sense of humor, I think it'd be the kidney stone.
Okay, let's go for kidney stone. Correct. In 2006, Shatner auctioned off his kidney stone for $25,000.
Yeah, that sounds
The
right.
money was donated to Habitat for Humanity.
He
which
wouldn't do
builds
something that would be
houses
like a
in need.
hair plug or like something that would, but it's like a kidney stone of like, don't
Yeah.
you want this kidney stone that was inside me? Who wouldn't want
It's a
William
space
Shatner's
rock.
kidney stone.
It's a
Yeah.
space rock.
Yeah. All right.
That's incredible. Anyway, you're not
Great job.
bad.
Great,
Not
not bad.
bad.
Not bad. Not bad. Great job, Jenny.
Anyway, you can check that out on usefultrivia.com.
Jenny, let's talk about the final three challenge.
All right.
Okay, now I know you wrote down the questions.
Yes, I did.
Did you
'Cause
have
I
any
was
favorite questions? They were not about
um
William Shatner.
They were so okay. So at first I was like, what the F are these questions? These are so stupidly easy. Because the first question was Mars has two moons, and what are the names of Mars's two moons? And the
Yeah, I don't
choices
know.
were Phoebe and Chandler,
Mm.
Phobos and Deimos, or Ariana and Grande.
Okay, I'm gonna say
Like,
B.
yeah, obviously the other two are fake answers. I was like, do they are they lacking so much oxygen here that like they don't trust them to use common sense? And the fact that I want to know what Portia said, because only Adam and Tinashe got that one correct. Like, what did she say Phoebe and Chandler?
Maybe she's not a Friends person. If you're not a Friends fan, I mean, like, we're getting into like these. I don't know how old Portia is, but maybe she
I
was like a
guess.
teenager when like Friends was on.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, maybe it was just nerves. It was the first question. I don't know. And then of course we were gifted with one last look at Marshawn Lynch, where they give us like a clip of him saying, IYD Commander. IYD stands for, which we just discussed last week on the podcast. Yeah. And the choices were I'm your dude, I'm your daddy, and it's your disco. And obviously they all knew it's I'm your daddy.
Shout out to Marshawn Lynch.
Yes, Marshawn. Yeah, and then the questions started to get like a little bit more technical, like a little bit more scientific. I will say I was killing it. And I was just making guesses. I was
Jenny,
just making
that's
guesses.
why you're the brightest star in the galaxy.
I just like I think there was only one that I didn't guess right, and that was just by chance. You know what I mean? Like I don't know any of this stuff. Well, I think like the one that was like iron oxide, iron dioxide, or iron hydroxide.
We've heard that.
I
We've
was
heard
just
that
like
before.
well, it's all iron, but I was like iron oxide, I think. Anyway.
Okay. So, all right, so Shaddy
Fall
Daddy
is the shortest season in Mars. That was one of the questions. We got confirmation. Fall is the shortest season on Mars.
There you go. There's everybody. Okay. So, all right. So ultimately, Shaddy Daddy runs for it. Adam is the first to get his questions right, and he heads to the rover. And then
I was confused by this too, because I thought that they said they had to answer 5 questions total. But it was the first, like, you had to get 5 correct before you were released, I guess. So when they got past 5 questions, I was like, wait, didn't they say 5 questions? Anyway, despite paying pretty close attention, this show still confuses me.
Yeah.
So I think after like 8 questions, Adam finally gets out. He gets the green door and runs out, and he gets on the rover.
He gets on the rover, and then he ultimately heads out, and then we get to a final battle between Portia and Tinashe, and then it's Tinashe who's able to get out second.
Yes. She said, I'm on your ass, Adam. She gets on that rover.
Yep. And then it's a battle to connect the wires for Adam and Tinashe, but for Portia, she has like the sad task of shutting down the HAP by herself.
Yeah. She just kind of like no one to say bye to. I loved Portia. I think this was a good end for her, though. I think that I don't think that she would. Do you think that she would have won if she had gotten out on? I think no matter what, that was Adam's. Maybe. But that's the thing is, like, even if she had beaten Tinashe, I think the lead that Adam got on the rover.
It was a very physical final challenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heavy wires.
Yes. Connect the wires. Snakes. And I do love how we got William Shatner just did not even like wear. Yeah. But he did not even wear the spacesuit.
Rob, he's never worn the spacesuit. They rescued him on the rover.
Yeah.
No spacesuit.
Yeah. All season long, it was about the spacesuit. And then was William Shatner, full Jeff Probst, like
his spacesuit is a leather jacket.
Yes. I've been to space. I'm immune
Adam.
to the surface of Mars.
pick up those wires.
Mhm.
He someone in the patron group, I believe, said that their theory is in the Stars on Mars lore, and I'm sorry I forget who said this, but it made me laugh. In the Stars on Mars lore, William Shatner is a Martian, which is why he doesn't need to wear the
Oh,
spacesuit.
interesting.
So he's not of humankind,
Mhm.
I guess.
Yeah.
So it's no big thing for him to just be floating around with no spacesuit.
Yeah.
I, that's as good of an explanation as any, because I don't know why we're
Whatever.
making a big deal about the spacesuit and homeboy comes and he's never worn it in his life. He's out there
Mhm.
in a denier leather jacket.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, it wouldn't be Stars on Mars without, a sort of uninspiring challenge that's going on where we can't really see who's who.
They
But
did have the little graphic to tell us
yeah.
how many wires each of them had, but it still didn't really there was a point. So okay, I will say Adam's a fun winner because he was a fun personality. I really enjoyed. So Adam has like a good lead on this challenge. He gets to the satellites first, and he basically says, I have never followed instructions in my life. Why start
Mhm.
now? Like Shaddy Daddy literally tells them like there's a briefing in your rover that'll tell you how to put this all together. And
Mhm.
Adam says, "I'm good. I have not been paying attention to instructions my entire life. I will not start today."
Yeah.
And that is how Tinashe kind of bridges a little bit of that gap and kind of gains on Adam, but ultimately just wasn't enough to take it from him.
Yeah, she's
But
having some trouble also
yeah.
with getting her satellite built. And Adam goes back to help her, right?
Yeah, I think well, I don't know if he like physically helps her, but he at one point, cuz this is when he picks up the lead again, cuz they're trying to put like little cables in,
Mhm.
and Tanasha cannot figure out how to put them in, and she said, "Can you please give me a hint?" And I think at this point he's like, "I'm probably going to win no matter what." So he's
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I can't remember what he said, but he did help her." But not
Yeah.
like physically help her. He just said something like, "Oh, you got to turn it this way," or something.
Yeah.
Um and I don't know. Adam just gave us some like fun little snippets through this
He
thing.
was
Like
fun.
he was like, "I'm doing all of this for an effing CD-ROM," because yes, if you did not watch this, part of the satellite building is the message that they recorded for the people of Earth is
Mhm.
on a compact disc that
Yep.
they slot into the satellite, which the satellite is then responsible for playing this in Vatican Square, Vatican City.
Mhm.
Like, it's so
That's how
absurd.
you get the message out. There's no other way to send the message, Jenny.
You just put the compact disc into the satellite. That's how we do this in Mars in 2023.
Yeah, and you plug it in, and then it beams it out to the whole world.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
absurd.
Adam is the brightest star in the galaxy. This was actually when Tinashe got hers completed.
She erected the
Mhm.
satellite.
Yes.
There's a thing
Okay.
called the nose cone on it.
Yeah, the tip. Right.
The tip, just the
Yes.
tip,
And
just the
then
nose
that's where
cone.
it beams the message back to Earth, and there
Yeah.
you go.
And that was
Um,
where we got to see those beautiful Zoom background images with Adam projected.
Yes, and then yeah,
Uh,
he got to send his message out to the entire Earth. Got to hear it.
yeah.
It was
So we
amazing.
got so we did Times Square, Red Square in Moscow. We got St. Peter's Square in Vatican City, and then Sydney Harbor in Australia. Just
Yeah,
the all
I
bangers.
actually think the worst one might be Times Square.
Yeah, that one looked really bad. Yeah. What is happening here? That is not even a real
Big Fox
photo.
billboard also going on here.
This is a diorama. Like someone made this in science class. Those are not real cars. That is a model.
Yeah,
Those are like those little models that people paint. Those are not
yeah.
real cars.
Jenny, this ending of Stars on Mars is like when you beat like a video game on like Sega Genesis. This was basically like that was like okay, the whole world got to see your picture.
That might be more thrilling actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this I'm still so confused about why anyone would want to win this because
I guess you
like
want to
even
win it, right?
well, that's the thing is these are competitive people. They just like the glory of I won a thing.
Mhm.
But I did enjoy that at one point Adam says, "I really want to win this because I love patches." Like he's
Mhm.
even shading the fact that like he's like, "Why am I exerting myself
He was a
for a
great sport.
freaking
I'm
patch?"
happy that he
He
won,
yeah,
you know. Yeah,
he was.
any of the finalists I think would have been good winners.
Oh
I
yeah.
tell you, so in addition to the win, also here's Shaddy Daddy presenting the award to
Oh, there's the
Adam.
placard. I
Yes.
thought that was a fan
Yes. And again, the absurdity of here's the man in the spacesuit. Don't take off your spacesuit. Getting the award from the
yeah,
man not in his spacesuit.
who is supposed to be of the
I'm
same
from this planet. I'm not from Montreal.
yeah,
My wiki is wrong.
yeah. Usefulquizzes.com is
Thanks.
incorrect.
Thanks, usefulquizzes.com for nothing. Push the button and self-destruct yourself.
This is actually how this is so awkward. This is how I have to explain that Canadians are actually we can survive on Mars.
Mhm.
It's actually because he's Canadian.
Mhm.
We our blood is unboilable.
Yes.
And so it's actually his Canadian heritage that allows him to walk freely on Mars.
Why do you think we made the maple leaf red? It harks back to the red planet,
See?
Mars.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Jenny,
So
is there
anyway, I'm
anything
going to
else that we could
Mars.
say? Good job, Adam. Good job,
It ended
Tinashe. Good job,
so
Portia.
awkwardly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
It
like
ended
I
on the Rad Dogs.
yeah. Okay, and so again, I thought the final 3 was really fun. Tinashe was I still think Tinashe it was a little robbed because I felt like I think she was the most well-rounded.
Mhm.
Everyone
Yeah, she
everyone
was
respected
feisty.
her. Everyone respects her, which um I think is important. But she was very happy for Adam because again, she's probably like, okay, this is over. I get to go home now. Who cares that I didn't get a patch? Um, and her friend
Did
has
I
one,
show
so
the
that's great.
patch?
They showed a digital version of the patch with Adam's face on. Yes. That's not the real patch. That's a mock-up on
Can
Photoshop.
I get that?
Maybe
Can I
not
get
even
that
Photoshop.
tattooed
That's
on my
Canva.
body? What? How about give me that? Sam's not here. Sam, when you listen to this podcast, order me a jacket with this patch.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Or you can just order the patch. I bet you someone's selling this patch.
Can I order it? Can
No.
I go on Etsy?
Someone will make this patch and then you can just pin it on your own jacket. So
Here,
you don't have to get a
let me
whole
tweet to
ass
Adam
jacket.
Rippon. Where can I go to buy the patch?
Patch, yeah.
Let me see. Is Adam Rippon on
If you
Twitter?
get one, I will get one too, Rob.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
we'll sport them
Or do we go
together.
to stars on at Fox Reality TV Club?
I had to mute them last night because I didn't want to get spoiled. Because
Yeah.
again, the integrity of this competition.
Okay.
But I
Adam
did unmute
Rippon.
them, so I'll have to see if we can. Do they have
Yeah.
a store like the CBS store
Let's see.
for Big Brother?
Linktree, Adam Rippon. Okay. He's got presentation for the Tony, the run through, normalize this, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. But yeah, where
Where's
yeah,
the
well, let me
patch,
yeah,
guys?
let me send him a message. Okay.
Yeah, maybe
Um,
he'll reply.
mm-hmm. Okay.
He was very fun. I didn't really like know much about him before.
I'd like a patch to like that. I watched this whole show. Okay. You know, I should get
Yeah,
a
that's
patch
like
for that.
that's our, way of being like we were the brightest stars in the galaxy of podcasting stars on Mars. So I
Hmm.
think for that we deserve the patch.
Are people gonna say I spoiled them? If I ask Adam Rippon, is there a link anywhere to buy your brightest star in the galaxy patch?
I don't think so if you
Should I
at
clarify? I don't want to buy the actual one from the show, but I just want to buy a
a
replica.
version, yeah. I think if you just at Adam Rippon and you don't and maybe add the hashtag stars on Mars in case anyone has muted it until they can watch it. Because listen, there's
Hmm.
many people who are just they care so much about how this ended but they are
You're
also
the only
very
person that
busy.
blocked the hashtag Nuggets World. Is
Literally.
there a link anywhere to buy a replica of your Stars on Mars, Brightest Star in the Galaxy patch?
Yes. And then you tag me and say Jenny, Autumn, and I both want one.
Okay.
And then maybe he'll hook us up.
Okay. All right.
I think that he would think it's funny to know that two random people are wearing a patch with his face on it.
Both
So he
want
might,
one
yeah.
because let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
Boom.
One of these times we will message someone from the Stars on Mars cast and they might reply.
Yeah,
We didn't get lucky with Andy Richter, but
yeah. I mean, look at this patch, Jenny. I mean, imagine we show up like at a live show and we're wearing the Adam Rippon patch. And
I'm
then
telling you,
somebody like points to like, I listened to those podcasts.
Yes.
We loved Hit or Quit.
And it's like, look at his face. It's serving. Also, can we please?
Yeah.
Look at the crop job on his head. Look
Not
at the
great.
top of his head.
Not ideal.
His hair is just like, I mean, even I know how to use the little lasso tool in Photoshop and not make that kind of mistake. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
but I still want it. So there's got to be someone on Etsy that can make those.
Yeah. If not, like maybe we'll get one of our listeners to do it. I mean, it's giving Jeremy Strong also.
Oh yes, it is, which is only a positive for me. So that makes me want it more.
My dad said that I was the brightest star in the galaxy, so I have an important message that I need to get out to the world. Okay.
So the revolution will be televised.
Revolution will be televised
on Mars.
Okay.
On Earth. We're
Like
doing
that.
everything. We're doing it all. We're going big.
Doing it all. We're going to Mars. We got Shaddy Daddy. He's coming in. He's gonna mix it up. We're gonna get everybody, the big three, Tinashe and Portia.
It's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be lit. Okay. All right.
Yeah, he is
Jenny,
actually giving.
What else? What else? Stars on Mars.
Is Coober Petty? Is that the place in Australia this was filmed? Because
I don't know. I guess so. Yeah. What is it? Coober
I can
Petty?
quickly Google it because the CooberPetty.com. There was like a little thing at the end with the rad dog, and then it's in front of a billboard for Coober Petty.
Yeah, Coober Petty is a zone in Australia. It's a town in North Australia. Is that like when people all season were like, how did they do it? How did they go to Mars? And it's like, the reveal.
Yeah, I think
you got Coober Petty the whole time.
And like how many people were watching this and had been truly believing that this was Mars the entire time? How many people like actually bothered to look this up?
Mm-hmm.
Like, did they even get to the closing part? They had already turned off the TV. They had already fallen asleep.
Yeah.
You know?
We're asleep. All right. Jenny. All right. That Stars on Mars. We finished our journey. It lasted all summer long. We started the first week of June. And now here we are all the way at the end of August.
We deserve a patch for this. Okay?
We deserve a patch. Okay.
We really do.
Jenny, so what do we have coming up next as far as it's been a minute since we had to take a look at what else is on. I know we were talking about buddy games coming up here in the middle of September, but it's still a couple of weeks away. And you and I are both looking at some claim to fame postseason interviews. If you missed our coverage of the finale, we had a great podcast on Monday night. But
imagine listening to this podcast and not following claim to fame.
Impossible.
Okay? I don't think that I think that there's no piece of a Venn diagram where they're not like, this is the same group, you know?
Okay. Is there anything that's coming up here for us in August from the reality TV front?
The soonest thing that I had personally seen was Buddy Games on I think the 14th, but I'm sure that there's stuff coming out constantly.
Should we be taking a look at what's that other show? Is it on CW that there's some show with like some survivors are on it?
Oh right. I feel like someone was tweeting about this. What do you remember what it's called?
I believe it's called The Fight to Survive. Some folks had been telling us to check it out. It's on Thursday nights on the CW. Should we check in on Fight to Survive? They just
When does
aired
it
episode
start?
6. Well, it's already on.
Oh, it's been going. Okay.
Actually, is that the right one? Let's see.
I don't know.
So no, so it's only on episode 3 had just aired this week.
Okay.
And
I
so it's
mean,
and basically the people that are on Fight to Survive, what
mhm.
a well, this is a little shady. That I know there's some survivors on it, but on the
Uh-oh.
talent page for the Fight to Survive, there's just a picture of the host. It doesn't show
Oh,
any
who's
of
the
the
host?
contestants. It's Akbar, and I'm not going to be able to butcher his last name for you here on the podcast.
I don't know
But
who
he
that
is
is, but that
from
doesn't mean anything. I don't
he.
know who people
I
are.
think he's been the host of American. He's been on American Ninja Warrior.
Okay, okay.
But the Fight to
Um,
Survive cast
so he's a
features,
bigger name.
look, there's some heavy hitters that are on this. Libby from Survivor 36,
Libby, what is her
Vinsec,
last name? But yes,
okay?
yes.
Missy Bird is
Okay,
in the cast of this,
okay.
and I believe so is Stephanie Gonzalez.
This is like from the same 2 seasons. Is that all Ghost Island and
Mhm. Yeah, that's
what was
right.
the one that Tommy won?
Mhm.
I forget.
This season 39,
Oh, right.
Island of the
Yes, the one
Idols.
the season we don't speak of.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
that is such a very specific, like, what like, how did this happen?
I don't know. There's a lot of people from Naked and Afraid on it.
Okay.
I don't know. I think
Do
it's
I
worthwhile. If we don't have a
listen,
show
if
to
we
cover
have
on Hit or Quit, like I think that this is
exactly.
a good one to check out.
Yeah. Now we should maybe make sure that, like, do people get eliminated?
I don't
Are
know. We're
these
just gonna watch
people
a couple episodes and check it out.
okay, but, I'm looking at this, like oh, it says on Reality Blurred, a list of all like, the summer 2023 reality TV schedule
Yep.
guide, and, there's something called Ultimate Cowboy Showdown.
Ultimate Cowboy Showdown. I mean, we can talk about that next week. Let's talk about this one
What
for
is
1
this,
week.
though? I don't know what INSP is, though. Is that a
Um, I don't know. Is that a network?
I don't know. That's apparently what the network is because
Is that the channel that carries the messages from the brightest stars in the galaxy?
yes, it's inspiring.
Yeah. But I say we do Fight to Survive. Check out what's going
Sure.
on there because I feel like
Yeah.
that we know survivors that are on it. And so I think that would
Yes.
be a good thing to check out.
It
Okay.
can't be the worst thing we've covered,
It can't be.
right?
And if it's look, if it's
And
really
then
stinks, it'll be fun to talk about for 1 week. And if it's good, then
exactly.
maybe we might want to check out more of it.
That's the thing is like, it's low stakes. Especially when you know other things are coming down the pipe because you're just like,
Hmm.
I don't have to stick around. Like this we are like the F boy and F girl of reality TV podcasting. You know
Yes.
what I mean? We're like
Yes.
we'll take you out, but like we
Like
will
where are
bounce
you going with this?
any given time. You know what I mean? And like
Sure.
we're looking like down the street to see what's coming, you know,
Hmm.
closer
Yeah.
and say, "Listen, I gotta fill my weekend here.
Yeah.
And you will do."
Just when it comes to how many shows Jenny and I podcast about, don't ask us for a body count,
Don't
Jared.
get our number,
Okay?
okay? You don't
Okay.
need to
Look,
know. That's not your business.
you may have your preferences, but that's personal. That's
Yeah.
between me and Jenny, how many shows we've covered.
Yeah. And we're gonna cover more. And
Yeah.
just you're
Okay.
gonna have to just deal with that. Don't
Yeah. We're going to
ask.
bounce around. Okay.
Don't ask.
Yeah.
That's Martin the Butler.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
is we have that on a soundboard
Yeah, we
somewhere.
do. Okay. When if you want to know how many different shows we've covered,
Don't ask.
yeah.
There we go.
How about that?
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Yeah. Look, we're changing things up next weekend.
Jenny's literally like shaking.
Shaking.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
been a minute. Okay, we
It
got to
has
get
been a minute.
the dopamine
Let's shake
back.
it up. We're shaking.
We're hitting a new show next week.
Yeah.
I've
Okay?
got the stomach butterflies. Is it going to be good? Let's see. Fight to
I
Survive.
hope it's not I hope it's not diarrhea.
Hope it's not canceled. It is a joint production from the CW and Roku. And of course, you
Okay.
can follow whatever we do on our Hit or Quit podcast feed at robhasawebsite.com/hit or quit feed. Jenny, We talked about Claim to Fame last night. We're going to be working on some more Claim to Fame interviews.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. What an incredible cast. We'd be so blessed to talk to basically anyone.
Any of them.
So
even Tom Hanks's niece.
Even Carly. No, I have probably so many questions for her. So she's probably like very high on my list of someone I would talk to. So yeah, keep an eye out. We will let you know if we get any of those going. There's definitely coming down the pipe. And if you haven't already checked out the finale recap that we did last night with Chappelle and Murray, it was so much fun. It was just such a joyful finale. I just left feeling so good. So check that out if you have not yet, but we will hopefully be back very soon with some post-show interviews. And other than that, we're just gonna tread some water here and see what
let's check it out.
Floats in front of us. Yeah.
Okay, it's on Thursday, so we might have to be a little later in the week next week if we're gonna check that out. Okay, all right.
That's probably better for me anyway.
We'd love to hear from you. I'm at Rob Cesternino. Of course, Jenny is at Jenny Autumn, and we appreciate your feedback and star ratings over at robiswebsite.com/hit or quit feed. Take care, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Bye.